What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. My name's Chris. I'm your host. Today, we are going to talk about something super duper important, not only to me, but to you guys, America, and potentially the world. And that is Mr. Biden and what he is up to, his decisions to order employers to fire unmedicated workers, to continue to pay Americans not to work, the failing supply chain, the issues causing the backlog in the U.S. ports, and the domestic energy policy that has spiked gas prices close to $4 on the East Coast, $5 on the West Coast. And this is a quote, not mine. The Democrats are setting America up for a long winter of their making, end quote. More importantly, of who's orchestrating what, okay? We're going to offer insight. We're going to offer reality, we're going to offer delusions, and we're going to offer perspective fundamentally. Before we get started, guys, punch that like button. Consider subscribing. I appreciate you for doing that. Let's get into it. Okay, so forewarning before we get into this. This article is very strongly written, okay? These are not my words. I'm going to give you my perspective on these words, okay? Starting with day one, when Biden unilaterally canceled the Keystone XL pipeline through the reportedly medicine-mandated related turmoil at the U.S. airports over the past weekend and into today, Biden and his cabinet have proved to the American people they are not competent enough to govern themselves. Now, before I go on, okay, Biden actually didn't cancel the pipeline, okay? Biden canceled the plans to streamline it and optimize it, if you will, giving it a new avenue of approach into the United States. That's just some perspective there. You can Google it. There's maps that will show you. Next, we know that Biden's team is incompetent on many fronts. Their embarrassing performance in Afghanistan and foreign policy, their humiliation across the table from their counterparts, and that the border importance in impacting a trifecta of disasters from you-know-what to crime and poverty. But as nightmarish as it all has been, Biden's on track to eclipse all of it with his pathetic handling of the economy. This reporter, Ingraham, noted President Trump left Biden with a strong economy, border security, and vaccine supply situation, but Delaware Democrat began squandering it almost immediately. Quote, all Biden had to do was, one, make the medicine widely available, number two, lift all restrictions on economic activity, and number three, let the Trump-era policies and hardworking American people take us back to the booming economy we enjoyed before COVID, she said. She noted the price of gas up 43% from last winter. In a clip, declared America doesn't have its own oil and gas supply and is reliant on the market, while adding that is important to concentrate on moving to, quote, clean energy. So it looks like we're in for a long and difficult winter, a winter of shortages and disappointments, especially for Americans living in cities strangled by restrictions, mandates, and you throw the cold weather into that, and my goodness, she said, end quote. But let's never give in to despair. I said this from the day after the election, keep a stiff upper lip. We know how to turn things around, and in time, we will. We survived Jimmy Carter, we can survive this. The Carter years led to Ronald Reagan, and if the American people are smart, and I think they are, the Biden years will lead to a new and better economic policies after 2024. Okay. All right. Very strongly written article, anti-Biden and pro-Trump. Okay. I can see the perspective. Absolutely. Do I agree with it completely? No, I don't. However, that's not what's important. What's important is let's kind of pick it apart. Let's talk about reality. Let's talk about some fallacies. Let's talk about perspective of what we see here, okay? The ending statement of "don't despair, Americans are smart and will pick the proper candidate in 2024, I think is what is most important. And with my age, I was born during Reagan, which was Republican. And then Bush came, which was Republican. And then Clinton came, which was Democrat. And then Bush's son came, which was Republican. And then Obama came, which was Democrat. And then Trump came, which was Republican. And then now we have Sleepy Joe, who's Democrat, okay? It's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Of course, an incoming president of a completely different mindset is going to undo and redo what they think is important, whether it's Joe or Trump or Obama or Bush or Clinton or Bush or Reagan. It doesn't matter. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. How much progress is actually being made? Years of left or years of right would set a country up for that way of thinking. Now, do I believe that the left will stay in 2024? Interestingly, earlier in the year, or even late last year, I predicted a long haul of left for the next decade. Given Mr. Biden's popularity and how it's been steadily decreasing, I'd say there's a chance that the left doesn't stay in 2024. However, fundamentally speaking, who would step up on the right is the key. Would it be Trump? Would it be Dos Santos in Florida? Would it be West in Texas? Those are probably your prominent Republicans. But left, right really doesn't accomplish too much. Mandates, executive orders that are not laws, mandating employers to terminate employees for their freedom of choice, I think will actually slow down. Because as you can see, the supply chain, the travel industry through airplanes, the workers, the police officers, the firefighters, they're not going to get forced into what they don't want to do, because fundamentally it's about freedom of choice and it's about what we choose regardless of regulation. More and more people keep standing up for what they believe in. More and more workers are quitting. You're going to see these mandates start to dissipate. Mark my words, screenshot this, record this. This is the real shit, guys. Will there be supply chain and travel issues in the near future? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would recommend stockpiling food, water, ammunition, just in case. Travel issues, I wouldn't really depend on these cheaper flights that we have right now. I have a feeling they'll be spiking soon with lack of ability to travel. I see backup coming. I see prices going up on fuel and travel. I think it might cool off mid next year-ish, maybe. Timing is really difficult. 2024, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. However, I think that it will be a monumental time for America when it comes to the federal perspective in the presidential candidate and or election process. But fundamentally, guys, it starts with your local elections, which are happening next month, by the way. So local town, local state, and federal. Make sure you guys are understanding what's going on. Make sure you guys are showing up to your local education boards, panels. I think it's the education board, I believe is the proper term. I personally have been to council meetings, voiced my opinion. And if you want to make a difference, do that and vote locally, federally, everything. Do something. Stand your ground, speak up for whatever you believe in. Whether you agree with this article me or don't. Regardless, I want the best for you, and that's my advice and my perspective for you. All right, guys, that's my show for you, my perspective, very strongly worded, gave you my perspective. I just offer perspective, okay? You don't have to agree with me. I don't expect you to agree with me. I'm just offering perspective as I see it. I'm interested in what you think. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and consider subscribing if you like the show. I appreciate you guys. Let's build this community. Let's talk. Let's have some fun, and let's grow together. I'll catch you later in the week.